Sinamot ka na yung pagtrabaho ba?
Hello, good morning everyone. I'm going to discuss in this particular recording the water-soluble vitamins. You know that the water-soluble vitamins include not just the B complex vitamins but also the vitamin C. Okay, so first of all, I want to check if I'm really recording. Okay. Okay, so I have actually already differentiated fat soluble vitamins from water soluble vitamins in or when it comes to digestion, absorption, as well as usage in the body. So let's review them. Okay, so of course your water soluble vitamins are absorbed directly into the blood. Okay, so unlike your fat soluble vitamins, no, they must be first absorbed into the lymph, then to the blood, while your B vitamins as well as your vitamin C, they are absorbed directly into the blood. Okay, so diretso na sila sa bloodstream, no. So unlike your fat soluble vitamins, that they have to be delivered first into the lymphatic system. And the way the body transports your water soluble vitamins, they just travel freely, okay, in our bloodstream. Of course, unlike your fat soluble vitamins, they have to be carried by specialized protein carriers because again they are hydrophobic. So of course your blood is an aqueous substance, so therefore fat soluble vitamins, just like other hydrophobic substances, must be carried by a specialized carrier so that they will be able to, you know, to float or to interact with the blood. And then how do we store your water soluble vitamins? We do not actually have great amount of storage capacity for your water soluble vitamins. Unlike your fat soluble vitamins, they can be stored in great amounts and they just circulate freely in water filled parts of the body. And any excess water soluble vitamins, they are readily excreted. Okay, so kidneys detect and remove excess in urine, whereas your fat soluble vitamins, they are not readily excreted, rather they are stored. So since our kidneys have the capacity to remove excess water soluble vitamins through the urine, so therefore they are not really that toxic. Okay, so compared to your fat soluble vitamins, that they are likely to reach toxic levels, especially when consumed from supplements, because of course our liver has has limitation on or in storing the fat soluble vitamins. So since we excrete the excess water soluble vitamins, so that's why they are not that toxic compared to your fat soluble vitamins. So they are less likely to reach toxic levels because again we can readily excrete them. Then therefore, related also to that, no, our requirements for water soluble vitamins must be replenished every day, as much as possible every day gyud dapat, because again wala tay storage for that, so kinahanglan ma-replenish ang imong water soluble vitamins in a daily basis. Unlike your fat soluble vitamins, you recall that I have told you nga naaman tay storage, no, sa liver. So that's why kanang kung for example magkulang ta ani for a week, naatay liver in order to sort of murag backup na to ba nga maka-release sila fat soluble vitamins if deficient atong diet for those vitamins. But your water soluble vitamins, since wala tay storage for that, so they must be taken from the food in a daily basis. Okay, so actually na-explain na nako ni siya katong discussion nato sa fat soluble vitamins. So because of their solubility to differing or what's this, because there is a variance or there is a variability between their solubility in water. So that's why naapod sila differences when it comes to how the body processes them. Okay, so let's start with B vitamins. Okay, of course, your B vitamins are a group of vitamins, so that's why they are not called as vitamin B. Rather, they must be called as vitamin B complex because daghan sila, no? Okay, and of course, how do they differ with each other when we call them? They must be called with their subscript. So say for example, B1, B2, B3. Okay. So inana. So there are a group of related vitamins. And how are they related? Because they have this similar function, which is to act as coenzyme. Okay? So katong fat-soluble vitamins nimo, no, kay lahi-lahi silag function, but ang imong B vitamins similar silag function because they all act as coenzymes. So unsa kay pasabot sa coenzymes, they help the enzymes in working their own functions. So say for example, this particular enzyme, it needs vitamin B1 as a coenzyme. So that means that enzyme requires vitamin B1 in order to function. Di ba mao na ang pasabot sa coenzyme? Okay, so coenzymes are helpers of enzymes. So we also have this term called as cofactor. So cofactor can be specifically referred to those minerals that act as helpers for enzymes. So coenzymes, vitamins, cofactors, minerals. Okay, but both of them are helpers of enzymes. So we have your B vitamins, pila sila kabuok. We have your thiamine or vitamin B1, vitamin B2 riboflavin, vitamin B3 niacin, vitamin B5 pantothenic acid, vitamin B7 vitamin B6, that's pyridoxine, vitamin B7, that's biotin, vitamin B9 folate, vitamin B12 cobalamin. Okay, so we have 8 B vitamins. So again, B1, B2, B3, B5, B6, B7, B9, and B12. So 8 sila kabuok. So naapod sila kanang unsa ni alias, no, like for example your B1, that's thiamine, B2, that's riboflavin, and so on. Okay, so nganong inana man ang naming, no? What is the history behind the nomenclature of B vitamins? Nganong gitawag sila nga B vitamin with subscript? It's because it is related with when they are discovered. Okay, your vitamin B1, because since siya ang gabear og one nga subscript, so that means thiamine is also the first B vitamin discovered. Okay, so of course ang pinakauna is vitamin A. So nisunod din si vitamin B. Then vitamin B1 ang pinakauna, that's thiamine. Then nagsunod dayon si B2, then B3, then naay B4 actually. Naay vitamin B4, but it was later found that it is not essential. It is a nutrient because we can synthesize them inside our body in sufficient amounts, or we can synthesize that substance adequately inside our body. So that's why that vitamin B4 was removed from the list. Okay, si vitamin B5 na-retain siya, okay, because we need pantothenic acid, because we cannot produce pantothenic acid inside our body adequately. And B6, B7 also, okay, na-retain siya. But si vitamin B8, I think si vitamin B8 is inositol. So inositol was later found out to be not essential because we can produce by myoinositol or inositol adequately. So that's why it is no longer considered a vitamin B. So ang vitamin B8 ni mo na-remove siya from the list. And so on. So si B10, B11 na-remove na sad sa list. And si B12 siya ang na-retain. So up to date wala pay sumpay ana no. But I don't know if you have already encountered the term vitamin B17, and some say gaingon sila no nga si vitamin B17 is an anti-cancer nga vitamin. Vitamin B17 is actually called as pangamic acid, and dili siya, it was not proven or walay evidence for that, for the claim no nga anti-cancer siya, and wala pod evidence nga vitamin siya. So pangamic acid is not actually essential. So that's why di ra gyud taman sa B12 up to date. Okay? So these B vitamins, why are they grouped as one? It's because again they serve a similar function, which is to act as coenzyme. And then they actually act as coenzymes in energy metabolism. So they actually help essential or rate limiting enzymes in the energy metabolism in order for us to be able to harvest energy from the foods that we eat. Okay, so that's why ang B complex nimo mura siya ginatawag nga para mutaas ang imong energy sa layman's term pa, which is kung atong tan-awon, it is true. It's because ang imong B vitamins mao na ang ga-help sa atong mga enzymes that are involved in energy harvest. So therefore if kulang ta ani nga mga B vitamins no, so our energy metabolism might not really work properly, because again they are needed in order to, you know, to function those enzymes that are very important in energy metabolism. Then ay mga specifics no, like for example your vitamin B6, this is much more involved in protein metabolism. Okay, compared to other B vitamins, si vitamin B6 nimo, this is heavily involved in protein metabolism, especially in transamination processes, which of course we will discuss when we reach the final term. Folate and vitamin B12, they are much more heavily involved in cell replication. So other than energy metabolism, your folate and vitamin B12 are also do also their function in cell replication. Then therapeutic doses of niacin lower cholesterol. So yeah, so that's why si niacin nimo, mega dose of niacin no, is actually proven to lower cholesterol. Okay, so mao nitong coenzyme nga akong pasabot no. So without coenzymes, compounds A, B, and C, D don't respond to their enzymes. Okay, so mura siya kanang kuan, mura siya lack. Okay, then your substrates are the keys. So this is the active side. So dili dapat mag-bind si coenzyme nimo. So without the coenzyme no, dili makabind si substrates nimo with the enzymes. So therefore dili mahimo ang product. Okay, but due to the coenzyme, okay, such as your B vitamins, the reaction is able to proceed. Okay, so kay kani dili man good fit ang compound with the active site. Okay, dapat it must have like this para mo fit ang substrate, di ba? Mao ba na, di ba, you have learned from your biochemistry nga enzymes work like lock and key. Okay, so dapat compatible ang key with the lock. So that's why your coenzymes are there in order to better fit the enzyme with the intended substrates para ma-produce ang intended products. Okay, so first we discuss thiamine. So mauna siyang pinakaunang B vitamin discovered, and it's called vitamin B1. So the chief function in the body is it acts as a part of the coenzyme that is called thiamine pyrophosphate. So say thiamine nimo, it must be phosphorylated with two phosphate groups in order to form thiamine pyrophosphate. So duha na siya ka phosphate group. Thus the term TPP kay duha nga phosphate. So pyrophosphate, that means duha nga phosphate group. You can also call this as thiamine diphosphate. So parehas rin na because you know that di means duha. So used in energy metabolism. So your TPP is a very important coenzyme for enzymes like pyruvate dehydrogenase. So your pyruvate dehydrogenase is an enzyme that is needed in order for the pyruvate, that is the product of glycolysis, para ma-convert siya into acetyl-CoA. And you know that this acetyl-CoA is the one that enters the Krebs cycle. So without your thiamine, dili mag-work ang pyruvate dehydrogenase nimo, and that would lead to many clinical disorders, okay, which we will discuss later when we reach the medical nutrition therapy nga part. Okay, so katumanggod nga pathway, kato nga mga enzymes, kato nga enzyme no nga ako ang na-mention that requires thiamine as the coenzyme, involved na siya sa energy metabolism. Okay, again, di ba I mentioned glycolysis and Krebs cycle. You will be able to understand more about that after sa inyong final term. Kay magsugod na ta og discuss anang metabolism kanang every pathway. So, yeah, ma-recognize na ninyo kung asa dapit si pyruvate dehydrogenase, kung asa dapit sa energy metabolism siya needed. Okay, so actually na-mention na nako. So, kato. Okay? So, asa na to makitaan si vitamin B1? So, the sources of vitamin B1 include whole grain, fortified, or enriched grain products. Okay? So, usually makitaan yun nimo ang thiamine no, sa whole grain cereals. When you say whole grain cereals, mauna sila mga cereals na to no nga unpolished, nga undermilled. Meaning, wala gi ko ano like, intact pa ang bran. Okay, so kay nga naman ang thiamine manggod na adiha sa bran. Okay, so that's why your whole grain cereals provide more thiamine than polished cereals or katong milled na nga mga cereals. Say for example milled rice, okay, kanang white rice nimo, that's very polished, so you would expect that white rice nga gamay na lang iyang thiamine. Okay, kay gitanggal naman ang bran ana. So of course kanang brown rice nimo na pa man ay mga bran diha, so mas daghan gyud ang og thiamine ang brown rice nimo compared to your white rice because again your brown rice has bran pa. Okay, and among the meats, actually pork has the highest thiamine concentration compared to other meats, so that's why your pork is a very good source of thiamine. Okay, your thiamine is not that stable during cooking, so it is easily destroyed by heat. So that's why you would expect pud mo kung lutuon nimo ang pagkaon, mugamay iyang thiamine content, but not totally nga mawala gyud siya. But of course naagyud mugamay gyud no ang thiamine content after cooking. Okay, so the deficiency disease of thiamine is called beriberi. Okay, you know that already. Kani siya mga terms no, you really have to remember this. Dapat di yun ni malimtan because these are the basics. Okay, so your beriberi has two clinical manifestations. We have your wet beriberi and dry beriberi. When you say wet beriberi, it is a type of beriberi that has edema. So mao ni ang edematous nimo nga beriberi. Kay nga naman the organ system that is specifically affected is the cardiovascular system. So tungod sa deficiency sa sa thiamine, then naapektuhan atong cardiovascular system, so naay edema nga ma-form. When you say dry beriberi, mauni siya ang naay muscle wasting, then actually the affected organ system is the nervous system. Okay? So, wala po ni siya edema nga type of beriberi. So, that's why it's called dry. So, your beriberi is a problem most especially in Southeast Asia because ganahan biya tag polished rice or kanang white rice. And then I've told you gamay na lang ang thiamine ana. Then for example, kulang pag yun ang mga ang diet with foods rich in thiamine other than your whole grain cereals, so that would really contribute to thiamine deficiency. So the symptoms of beriberi include enlarged heart, cardiac failure, for wet beriberi, no, muscular weakness for dry beriberi, apathy, poor short-term memory, confusion, irritability, both wet and dry beriberi, anorexia and weight loss. That's for dry beriberi. Okay, and of course edema for wet beriberi. Thiamine is just like other B vitamins, they are not that toxic because I have explained it ganina. So yeah, okay, wala diri na discuss na but si thiamine deficiency nimo can also occur in alcoholics, causing this disease called as Wernicke-Korsakoff encephalopathy, okay, or Wernicke-Korsakoff syndrome. So kanang Wernicke-Korsakoff syndrome nimo, that's alcohol-induced thiamine deficiency. So tungod sa too much alcohol intake, no, with dietary deficiency of thiamine, nag-lead siya into thiamine deficiency, and ang iyahang kanang manifestation, no, is psychosis, okay, kanang mabuang. It's because too much alcohol, then kaning alcohol manggod, it displaces the thiamine levels in the body. So that's why malabian sa pagka-deficiency, no. If for example ang diet is already deficient with thiamine, then alcoholic pag yun ang individual, then that would lead to Wernicke-Korsakoff syndrome. So how do you spell it out? Wernicke dash Korsakoff. So Wernicke-Korsakoff syndrome. Next is riboflavin. So your riboflavin is of course your vitamin B2, and its function is part of the coenzymes FMN and FAD. So FMN is flavin mononucleotide, FAD is flavin adenine dinucleotide. So they are used in energy metabolism. Okay, so I don't know if you can recall your ETC, but si FAD nimo, it's one of the electron donors to the one of the proteins that is involved in the electron transport chain. So that's why this is a very important carrier of electrons that is needed in ATP synthesis, thereby producing energy. So you will be able to realize that fully when we reach metabolism. So basta nakabalo lang mo no nga si riboflavin nimo involved siya sa energy metabolism as a part of FMN and FAD. So the sources of riboflavin, the main source of riboflavin is actually milk, and of course milk products. Then enriched or whole grains, then a liver. Of course, your liver can store riboflavin and other vitamins, but again, they are not that great compared to fat-soluble vitamins. So it is easily destroyed by ultraviolet light and irradiation. Dili kayo medyo stable siya sa heat, no, compared to thiamine, but unsa nga factor ang kanang dali makadaot sa riboflavin? That's light. Okay, especially ultraviolet light. A manifestation of riboflavin destruction is, for example, kanang milk, paadlawan nimo siya or gi-expose nimo siya sa sunlight for how many hours, then after that no, ang milk nahimo siyang yellowish. That is the manifestation of riboflavin destruction, no, in the milk. Okay. So, the deficiency symptoms of riboflavin. Okay, how do you call the riboflavin deficiency? That's riboflavinosis. So, riboflavinosis, ang iyang deficiency symptoms include inflamed eyelids and sensitivity to light, reddening of cornea, sore throat, cracks and redness at corners of mouth, painful, smooth purplish red tongue, inflammation characterized by skin lesions covered with greasy scales. Okay, so kaning imuhang painful, smooth, purplish red tongue, ang tawag anino is glossitis. So GLOSSITIS. So sige, ako na lang tan-awon no sa Google para, but I think na po diri sa other PPT na to. I don't know. Okay. Glossitis. Ito tanawon. Okay, kani. So, very red ang tongue. Okay, kani. Then, nganong medyo fine man, medyo na smooth ang tongue because ang taste buds kay nag-atrophy, meaning nag-shrink in size. So, that is the manifestation of riboflavinosis or vitamin B2 deficiency. Okay, the other one is cheilitis. So, this is also another sign of riboflavinosis or vitamin B2 deficiency. Okay, kani, yes. Ang tawag ani, especially if duha nga, okay, kani bitaw sa gilid sa mouth, okay? So if nag-inflame na siya, no, ang tawag ana is angular cheilitis or cheilitis is enough na. Okay. Another term that is associated with riboflavinosis is stomatitis. Okay, kaning stomatitis nimo, yes, medyo kanang maunang mga luas-luas, no. Okay, this is also dili lang siya kanang luas ha, but also kaning bitaw mga cracks nga musama-sama dayon. Okay, usually lips ang kanang kuan ang affected. So this is also related with riboflavinosis. Okay. Okay. So, yeah. Apil pod ang kuan reddening of cornea, no. So, ang tawag ani is conjunctivitis. Okay. It is also related with riboflavinosis. Okay. Cracks and redness at corners of mouth, this is cheilitis. Okay. So, actually, no, mao dapat ni nga PowerPoint akong i-discuss. Okay, kani supplementary lang ni nga slides. Yeah, diri kay mas detailed man guni, so balhin ta diri. Okay. So kato no, yeah. Sige. Kani siya supplementary lang ni nga PPT, but ako pud ihatag sa inyo ha. Kay kung unsa nga tong ma-discuss diri, kay ma-discuss pud nato diri. Kani man gud medyo kulang siya. Although na ay mga slides diri no nga kanang mo supplement pud ani. Okay? So let's see later. But kani dapat akong i-discuss no. Okay, so when it comes to preparation, no, your water-soluble vitamins are very sensitive to heat. Okay, so just like your thiamine, no, heat sensitive yun siya. Okay, but actually naay pod mga B vitamins that are more stable, okay, than others. So we'll try to discuss them later. So again, they act together in metabolism. Okay, so metabolic pathways used by protein, carbohydrates, and fats. And another distinguishing feature of B complex vitamins, and another reason why they are grouped as B complex, because when a single B vitamin is deficient, most likely other B vitamins are also deficient. So why? Because they are found in the same foods. Okay, then therefore single deficiency is rare. So say for example, Riboflavin Sources. So possible pud nga na apud vitamin B3 deficiency or vitamin B6 deficiency ana, because later on you will realize that they are really found in the same foods. So that's why they are also called as B complex vitamins, because of this distinguishing feature. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so sige, I should have discussed this first, no, but okay, sige. So nagundang ta dito sa B2, no, so ato ipadayon ng B3 later. So broken down from coenzyme form into free vitamins in the stomach and small intestine. Okay, so because the form of B vitamins that are found in our foods are in the coenzyme form. So that's why they have to be digested first into free vitamins. Then kung naka-free vitamins na sila, so when you say free vitamins, diba, walay naka-bound ng other compounds. It's just the vitamin itself. So kung inana ang form, then they are now absorbed. So primarily in the small intestine, so 50 to 90%. Other B vitamins manggod, they can be absorbed in the colon or in the large intestines. So an example is biotin. Okay, your vitamin B7 and your vitamin B12. Why? Because our gut bacteria in the large intestines are able to produce biotin and B12 in significantly in significant amounts, no. So that's why your large intestines have evolved to be able to absorb biotin and B12 that are locally synthesized in the large intestines by the gut bacteria. So once inside the cells, coenzyme forms are resynthesized. So after no nga nisulod sila sa small intestine cells for absorption or large intestine cells for absorption, then they are resynthesized. So meaning the coenzyme forms of these vitamins are resynthesized. Okay, so katong mga forms sa B vitamins that are ready to bind with their intended enzymes. So katong coenzyme nila nga form, so they are resynthesized. So after absorption. So no need to ingest coenzyme forms, we can make them. Yes. So we can actually convert the free vitamin into their coenzyme forms. So we do not need nga ay kinahanglan gyud ingest nga coenzyme form, because again naaman tay capacity to convert the free vitamins into coenzyme forms. Okay. So kanang mga coenzyme forms guys, kay di ba unsay coenzyme forms sa thiamine? So as what I have discussed, that's TPP, thiamine pyrophosphate or thiamine diphosphate. So what is the coenzyme form of B2? That's either FMN or flavine mononucleotide or FAD, flavine adenine dinucleotide. Okay? So unsa ka ang mga coenzyme forms sa B3, B5? So let's discuss them later. And I have actually created a Word document that summarizes the vitamin and then their corresponding coenzyme form. So I will also send that to you sa G Classroom. Okay, so These are the primary functions of your B complex, so energy metabolism. So your B1, B2, B3, B6, biotin, and pantothenic acid. B7, biotin, pantothenic acid, B5. So, kanidi ang folate ni mo B12 no, they are not actually involved in energy metabolism. So they are the B vitamins that are not involved in energy metabolism because they have other function. And that is hematopoiesis. So unsay pasabot sa hematopoiesis? Blood formation, or specifically red blood cell formation. So how do you spell hematopoiesis? So Hematopoiesis. So hematopoiesis. So that's red blood cell synthesis. So these are the B vitamins that are involved in that, folate and B12. And to some instance no to some extent B6 and also B2. Okay, but the primary is folate and B12. Si B6 nimo no, kung deficient ka sa B6, it can also lead to a certain form of anemia, pero very very rare. Okay? Pero kaning folate and B12 nimo, di ba? Kung deficient they are, if you can recall your nutrition fundamentals, they can lead to certain kinds of anemia. Say for example, your folate, kung kulang tag folate no, it can lead to megaloblastic anemia. So it's a form of anemia that ang cells na to, ang red blood cells na to kay mudako siya larger than the normal sized red blood cell. So that's why it's called mega meaning dako siya nga red blood cell, and it's a form of anemia kay dili man gud siya makabind kaayo with hemoglobin, and you know that the hemoglobin is the one that really carries the oxygen. So the red blood cell has to be normal sized in order for it to function normally. Your B12, kung deficient tag B12 no, it can lead to pernicious anemia. Okay? So, yeah. And then your B6 deficiency, it can lead to sideroblastic anemia. So SIDERO then blastic, sideroblastic anemia. Yeah. So yeah, they are kuan man gud involved as coenzymes in the enzymes that are needed for red blood cell synthesis. So I will show to you no the how does the megaloblastic anemia kanang manifest no, or how do we, or unsay dagway niya when we look them at the microscope. So megaloblastic anemia, kanang blood smear. Okay, kani siya, dako siya nga cell no compared to the normal size red blood cell. So kani siya dili ni siya maka-function normally. So that's why it can lead to anemia. So this is due to folate deficiency. So it's a type of macrocytic anemia because macro meaning nidako ang cell. Pernicious anemia is a microcytic anemia. It's because compared to megaloblastic anemia, si pernicious anemia ni mo gamay ang cell. Okay? Ni gamay ang red blood cell, smaller than the normal size. And iron deficiency anemia is also a microcytic anemia. So mauna ang difference no, when we look them at the microscope, or when we sample or when we examine blood smears from iron deficiency anemia and folate deficiency anemia. Si folate deficiency anemia nimo dako ang mga red blood cells niya compared to the iron deficiency anemia and pernicious anemia nga gamay, smaller than the normal size red blood cell. Sige, pernicious anemia. Yeah, it's a microcytic anemia, so nigamay ang kuan. Okay, so actually we can look for iron deficiency anemia, a microcytic anemia na lang. O kani. Kani na ay mga smaller than the normal sized um wait. Kanino? So, yeah. So, that's iron deficiency anemia and pernicious anemia because they are microcytic anemia, meaning smaller than the normal sized red blood cells. Then, macrocytic or megaloblastic anemia is of folate deficiency. Okay. And your folate, B12, and B6 and are also involved in homocysteine metabolism. So, kaning homocysteine, no, if elevated ang homocysteine levels sa atong blood, that means mas dako ang risk of having cardiovascular diseases. So, kaning homocysteine, this must be normalized. Okay? Sa mga patients no nga naay mga cardiovascular disease or kanang dako ang ilang risk of developing cardiovascular diseases, their homocysteine levels are elevated. Okay. Sige. So, the Enrichment Act of 1941 and 1998, okay, so actually sa US ni siya nga act, no. But mao ni siya nga mga panahon no nga na-discover ang vitamins, ang B vitamins, then if kulang sila sa atong diet, then they can lead to deficiency disorders. Okay? So from scientific discovery, nahimo dayon siyang law. So that's how we apply actually scientific discoveries to creation of laws. Okay? So tungod ani nga mga laws no, dili na kaayo kanang unsa ni common ang mga vitamin deficiencies kay ngano man okay naman natong diet with this nutrients, so meaning wala na kaayo yung mga deficiency disorders karon except na lang dito sa mga poor areas no or mga poverty stricken areas nga their diet might be lacking of the nutrients, so that's why naayapon dito mga deficiency disorders. Just like your beriberi or riboflavinosis for thiamine and B2 deficiency respectively. Okay, so just kanang kuan lang no, like mag-scan lang ta ani kay nahuman naman tag-discuss ani sa katong the other slide. So naalang to yung mga wala dito nga wala ako na emphasize no. Like for example, your the thiamine is a sulfur containing vitamin. Okay, and it has a nitrogen group so these are very different from other B vitamins, no. So the other B vitamin that has sulfur is your biotin. Okay, so your thiamine and biotin are the only B vitamins that have sulfur atom in their chemical structures. So yeah, mo siya tong akong ingon ganina. So destroyed also, other than heat, it can also be destroyed by alkaline. Okay, so releases energy from carbohydrate. Okay, carbon dioxide is released from a larger molecule than glucose metabolism. Okay, so kay nga naman si pyruvate dehydrogenase manggod is needed to in order for pyruvate that is derived from glucose or from carbohydrate para ma-convert siya into other compounds that would later on be helpful in producing ATP. So, yeah, of course, where polished rice is the only staple. Yes, na-explain na ako ni ganina. So, very literally means I can't. Okay? So, yeah. So, mao niyang wet, then dry berry nimo. So, naay ko muscle wasting, na ay weight loss ang dry berry nimo. Ang wet berry nimo na siya edema or panghupong. Okay, mao ni siyang food sources of thiamine, so you just have to read this one. But ang wala ko na kuan ganina no is the term thiaminase. So thiaminase is found in raw fish. Okay, this destroys your thiamine. So kaning thiaminase nimo makita na siya sa raw fish and also sa fern. So it can destroy thiamine. This is actually an enzyme that destroys thiamine. So that's why if you consume large amounts of raw fish and raw fern, pwede ka maka-experience of acute thiamine deficiency, no? And it can be fatal. So that's why napod siya implication no nga kaning mga fern na to dapat lutuon gyud siya or kanang at least kuan lang ba i-simmer or lapwaan kay enough naman na siya to destroy the thiaminase para dili ma-destroy pud imong thiamine. So alcoholics are at greatest risk for thiamine deficiency because absorption. Okay, mao nitong akong ingon nga it can lead to Wernicke-Korsakoff syndrome. So your B2, yeah. Okay. It is very related with the metabolism of carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. Okay, mao nitong akong ingon, riboflavinosis. So occurs within 2 months of dietary riboflavin deficiency. So usually in combination with other deficiencies. Okay? Okay, kanino? So scrotal dermatitis is kanang ang scrotum sa lalaki if na siya riboflavinosis mag-crack. Okay? That's scrotal dermatitis. So, okay, mao ni ang food sources of riboflavin mo. So, basahon lang na ninyo, ha? Okay. Niacin. Okay, so, niacin is also known as nicotinic acid or nicotinamide. So, they are also coenzymes. They are needed when cell energy is being utilized. Okay. Sige. So, ang coenzyme form ni niacin nimo is NAD. Wala diri giingon, no? Yeah. NAD is niacin adenine dinucleotide. So, NAD is the oxidized form, then the reduced form is NADH. Okay? So, I think na diri nga PowerPoint. Wala gyud gyapon. Okay. So may gani naghimo gyud ko og kanang document para ma-summarize siya. Okay. Actually naapod sa kani nga PowerPoint kani kay more on metabolism naman gud ni, so separate ni siya nga video kung ihatag. Okay. But kung gusto ninyo kanang naana siya sa document dan, then you can refer to this. So, si niacin mo, ang coenzyme form niya is, as what I've said, nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide or NAD, and NADP, nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide phosphate. Okay? So, your NAD nimo, mao ni siya sa energy metabolism. Ang NADP nimo, they are, it is involved in anabolism. So, ang NAD nimo catabolism, since energy metabolism man, mag-breakdown man ta for energy. So, therefore, kaning NAD nimo for catabolism, but your NADP is for anabolism or building up of larger molecules. Kay reducing agent maguding NADP. So, it is therefore involved in anabolism or formation of glycogen, formation of fats, formation of and then your NADP is also a very powerful kanang ko reducing agent, di ba? If you can recall katong pag-recycle na to sa vitamin E, di ba si glutathione ang mag-save ni vitamin C, then si vitamin C ang mag-save kay vitamin E, but what would save the glutathione? It's the NADPH. Okay, So si NADPH nimo, this is the reduced form of NADP. So mao ni siya ang reducing agent no in order to what's this recycle all the antioxidants. Okay. Anyways, we'll discuss this sa metabolism na nga part kani. Which is, this is also a part of your midterm, okay? So, so the 3Ds, okay. So, mao to siya no ang B3 nimo. So, okay. The deficiency of niacin is called pellagra. So, katong B2 are riboflavinosis, then ang B3 nimo is pellagra. So, 3Ds, that's dementia, diarrhea, and dermatitis. And this can worsen with sun exposure. So, occurs in 50 to 60 days nga walay niacin imuhang diet. Okay? So, poor appetite, weight loss, and weakness. So, mao ni actually ang dagway sa pellagra, no? Okay? Dermatitis ni siya, guys. Okay? So, pellagra is prevented with an adequate protein diet because ang protein diet nimo, kaning mga protein rich foods nimo, taas pud siya o B3 content. So, like mga meat nimo. So, that's why kung taas og protein content, taas pud ang B3 content. Okay, another explanation po nga nung inana no is tyrosine. Okay, tyrosine, not tyrosine, tryptophan. Tryptophan is the amino acid that we can convert to niacin. So actually no, kaning niacin pwede ta makabuhat ani sa to ang body. So our body is able to synthesize niacin from tryptophan, but it is not sufficient. So that's why your B3 remains to be essential, remains to be a nutrient. So, okay. Kaning pellagra was a problem no in US. So from late 1800s to 1930s, kay nga no, nahimo mang good staple ang corn. Tapos kaning corn nimo is a very poor source of niacin. So, this is the only dietary deficiency. This is to reach epidemic proportions in the US. So, kaning mga panahon no, kay very rampant ang pellagra. But karon dili wala naman ni kaayo cases sa inani. Especially sa US nga okay na ang diet. But siguro sa mga isolated areas no nga maugya po ni ang kakahitabo sa ilang diet do. So, naagya po ng pellagra. So, food sources of niacin, I've told you, katong mga protein, no? Okay? So, katong akong ingon nga we can synthesize niacin. Okay? So, to what extent, no? So, we can actually produce 1 milligram of niacin from 60 milligrams tryptophan. Okay? So, it would take 60 milligrams of tryptophan para makahimo tag 1 milligram of niacin. So, meets 50% of our needs. So, the other half must be met from the diet. So, that's why we have to get niacin from our diet. Readily made niacin. Nga, dili pa nato i-convert into niacin from tryptophan. So, niacin in corn is bound by a protein. So, soaking corn in alkaline solution like lime water releases niacin. So, Hispanic people soak corn in lime water before making tortillas. Sa ilaha pang accent. Yes, so that's why kaning mga Hispanic people nimo no wala na sila yung mga niacin deficiency because they learned that when you soak corn in lime water, it actually frees niacin and therefore mahimong bioavailable ang niacin. So dili siya makakontribute to pellagra. Okay? Next is wala tay B4 no. So diretso tag B5. So your B5 is pantothenic acid. So its main biological function is actually it acts as a part of coenzyme A. Kaning coenzyme A nimo is part of acetyl-CoA. And acetyl-CoA is considered the central metabolite in all metabolic pathways. Naagyod sa tunga si coenzyme A nimo because it's the acetyl-CoA that is the form when protein, fat, and carbohydrate converge. Okay, so mag-meet ang protein, fat, and carbohydrate metabolism sa acetyl-CoA nga part. So they can all be converted to acetyl-CoA eventually. So that's why your acetyl-CoA is considered the central metabolite. And your acetyl-CoA has pantothenic acid. Without pantothenic acid, acetyl-CoA cannot be made. So that's why pantothenic acid or B5 is very important in metabolism. Okay? The deficiency of pantothenic acid is, however, very rare. It's because the term pantos, nga nung gitawag po siya nga pantothenic, no? Meaning from everywhere. So, kaning pantothenic acid is very rampant, is very abundant. It's actually called a ubiquitous vitamin K. Naara siya sa daghan in any food source. So, that's why very rare ang deficiency. But we cannot produce pantothenic acid inside our body, so that's why they must be derived from the diet. Okay, this is also not toxic. Okay, from every side ang meaning sa pantos. Okay, so mao ni ang mga rich sources of pantothenic acid nimo. And you would also notice, guys, nga sa PDRI nato walay B5. It's because rare ramang good ang deficiency sa pantothenic acid because we can get pantothenic acid from any food source. So that's why there is no need to set, an RNI in the PDRI for this vitamin. Okay. Next is biotin or vitamin B. Ngano walay B6? Ni jump naman hinuog biotin nga B7. Okay, anyways, so si biotin nimo is vitamin B7. Okay, naapatay B6 ha. Okay, kani. But okay, since nauna man ang biotin ani diri, so yes, let's discuss first biotin. So your B7. So free and bound form of biotin. Okay. Okay. Okay, so wait a minute lang, guys, ha, kay needed ko sa kaday lang. Dili man gud ni dili siya ma-pause manggod kay gagamit ko aning panopto. Dili mo di siya ma-pause. Yeah, so wait lang yun, like mga 2 minutes.
Silong kagikan, sir.
Ha?
Sa silong kagikan.
Sa college.
Diha sa ubos.
Oo. Okay, so let's continue our discussion as an biotin. Okay, so your biotin, yeah, it's present in free and bound form, and it's actually very important food in the metabolism of carbohydrate and fat. So assist in the addition of carbon dioxide to other compounds. So that's why this is a coenzyme for the enzymes that function as like somewhat mo transfer of carbon dioxide or mo add of carbon dioxide to other compounds, such as enzymes like carboxylases. So carboxylases add carbon dioxide to other compounds. So that's why ang kinahanglan nga coenzyme is biotin. So synthesis of glucose, fatty acids, and DNA, then biotin helps break down certain amino acids. So that's why involved good siya sa metabolism of all macronutrients. So we will be able to appreciate the kung asa gud sila dapit sa metabolism mag-work later. And your biotin, we actually have an enzyme, digestive enzyme in the small intestines that is called biotinidase. So biotinidase actually frees biotin, no? So iyahang product is free biotin. Kay usually naka-bound form magud si biotin pud sa mga foods nato. So it is bound with other compounds. So in order to free biotin, kinahanglan og biotinidase. So that's also an enzyme that is secreted by the small intestines. So raw egg whites, avidin bind biotin. Okay, so that's why consumption or chronic consumption of raw egg whites can also lead to biotin deficiency. Kay naamang good avidin diha, no? Avidin is an anti-nutrient for biotin. So when you say anti-nutrient, it antagonizes the biotin it antagonizes or it lowers the bioavailability of a nutrient. So si avidin nimo, it lowers the bioavailability of biotin by binding it to itself so that mahimo siyang unavailable for absorption. Okay, so other than the risk of salmonellosis, biotin deficiency can also result from consumption of raw egg whites. So, biotin deficiency, scaly inflamed skin, tongue and lip changes, poor appetite. Okay. So, basahon lang to ninyo. So, food sources of biotin include cauliflower, yolk, liver, peanuts, cheese. Okay, intestinal synthesis of biotin by bacteria. So, what I have said ganina. Biotin content only available for a small number of foods. So unsure as to bioavailability of synthesized biotin, we excrete more than we consume. Okay, although we can create our biotin by bacterial synthesis of biotin in the large intestines, it's not enough. So that's why we need to consume biotin from our food. So that's why it remains to be an essential nutrient. Okay, since biotin deficiency is rare, because again, kanang unsa ni makit-an ra man pod ang rare ang biotin deficiency, so that's why wala nag-set og PDRI for that. Okay, then non-toxic po ning biotin nimo. Okay, so let's proceed to pyridoxine. So your pyridoxine has 3 vitamers. So 3 compounds in pyridoxine nimo. Okay, so pyridoxamine, pyridoxal, and unsa tong isa? naa dire. Wait. Okay, pyridoxine, pyridoxal, and pyridoxamine. Okay. Mao ni ang three forms sa imong B6. Okay? So, iyang coenzyme guys is pyridoxal phosphate or pyridoxamine phosphate, but it's usually the PLP form ang ginagamit as coenzyme in amino acid and fatty acid metabolism. Okay? So, activate enzymes needed for metabolism of carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. But this is the one vitamin, guys, that is heavily involved in protein metabolism. That's what I have mentioned earlier. So, pyridoxine synthesizes non-essential amino acid via transamination. So, that's why gani nahimo silang non-essential because we can create them inside our body. So, what is that coenzyme that is required to in order for us to be able to produce non-essential amino acids, and that is pyridoxine. Okay, because it is a cofactor in the transamination process. So, kining transamination process is the one process that produces non-essential amino acid. So, we will discuss that later when we reach metabolism. And your B6 is also involved in the synthesis of neurotransmitters. And it is involved also in the synthesis of hemoglobin and white blood cell. That's what I have implied ganina, no? So, that's why your pyridoxine deficiency can also lead to mood disorders. It's because, you know, that neurotransmitters are involved in mood regulation. Such as, for example, dopamine. So, dopamine synthesis needs pyridoxine. And you know that dopamine is pampakuan siya, no, pampalighten up sa mood, di ba? So that's why if kulang imong pyridoxine, then it can lead to mood disorders. Katong akong ingon nako ganina no nga homocysteine. So ngano man di ay nganong it is related with cardiovascular diseases because it produces toxic effect on arterial walls, especially if naanay atherosclerosis. So that's why your homocysteine is lowered down, or is actually converted to a less toxic form, and to a less toxic form by B6 B12 by the interactions of B6 B12 and folate, which we will discuss katong sa metabolism nga part. Okay. Unya, ma-realize ninyo nga nung how these B vitamins interact in reducing homocysteine levels. Okay, food sources of B6 is also mga protein-rich sources. Just like your niacin, makita na gyapon ni siya sa mga protein sources, and mas taas iyang bioavailability sa mga animal food sources compared to plant food sources. And your B6, like most of the B vitamins, is also heat and alkaline sensitive. So vitamin B6 deficiency includes depression. Okay, kay kuan man mugamay man ang neurotransmitter synthesis, so it can really lead to mood disorders. Then and so on. Impaired immune system because your B6 is needed in WBC production. And actually guys, no, ang kanang kuan B6 deficiency can also lead to paresthesia. So how do you spell paresthesia? Paresthesia. Paresthesia means formation of like tingling sensation in feet. Then okay. So mao ni ang formal definition sa imong paresthesia. Okay, abnormal sensation of the skin, tingling, picking, chilling, burning, numbness, with no apparent physical cause. So, say for example, kanang murag ang imuhang tiil ba kay murag nasunog nga wala may kalayo in town, burning sensation or chilling sensation nga dili man tugnaw. So, paresthesia ang tawag ana. And that can be caused by B6 deficiency. Although there are a lot of causes, but B6 deficiency is one of the causes. And not just B6 deficiency that can lead to that, but also its toxicity. So kung sobra po okay, si B6 nimo is the most toxic water-soluble vitamin. So that's why if you are taking kanang B vitamin supplements, tan-awon gyud ninyo ang B6 nga dapat dili siya mo sobra sa UL sa B6. Kaya nga naman, it is a very toxic B vitamin. So it can also lead to paresthesia. Okay, numbness in hands and feet, okay, difficulty walking. Or if you can call it like ang general term niya is peripheral neuropathy. Okay, so paresthesia is one of the symptoms of peripheral neuropathy. Okay, so let's check for the kanang kuan. Let's check for the UL of your B6. Okay, wait. Sana to? UL. Okay, kani. Tolerable upper intake levels or upper limits. So, atong tan-awon ang UL sa B6, that's 100. So, make sure guys nga, dili mo sobra sa 100 milligrams per tablet ang inyong supplement. Because, yeah, it can lead to peripheral neuropathy. Okay. Naapod other theories no regarding B6. B6 deficiency is also implicated to cause carpal tunnel syndrome. Okay, so kaning carpal tunnel syndrome nimo sama na siya. Pero ang main cause aning carpal tunnel syndrome is kanang over fatigue bitaw nga kamot, like kana siguro kanang magsige kag type. Okay. Like sa mani. Also called median nerve compression. Is a condition that causes numbness, tingling, or weakness in your arms. Okay? Some say ang gakos of carpal tunnel is kanang heavily work bitaw or na over fatigue na kamot. Okay? Siguro sa mga IT people, very common ng carpal tunnel syndrome. But another cause daw, or it's a theory pa, di pa siya proven, another cause of carpal tunnel is B6 deficiency. Okay. Although guys, B6 is a medicine, something PMS, premenstrual syndrome or yeah. Mao ni siya diba before dugon tapos medyo gaka-feel mo irritability. Okay? Tungod po na no sa low levels of serotonin as well as dopamine because needed man gud ang B6 para makaproduce ka ani nga mga neurotransmitters. And you know that these transmitters are involved in improving the mood, diba? So para daw kuno mo increase ang neurotransmitters kinahanglan og B6. But this is not actually a reliable treatment due to some reasons. Okay? Although naay uban nga maka-respond. So if na sila PMS then they are taking B6 supplements. Naay uban nga mo respond. Okay? But it is unknown pa nga nung ang uban unresponsive for this. So that's why it remains to be not a reliable treatment. Kato, toxicity can lead to irreversible nerve damage with 2 milligrams per day. Pero, 100 para mas safe siguro no. Gi 100 na sa Philippines nga UL. Okay, para dili good para to be safe, okay? Because you know that this is a very toxic vitamin. Okay, next is folate. So, your folate or vitamin B9, it also acts as a coenzyme pero dili na sa energy metabolism. So, katong B1 to B7 ni mo, mao sila mga coenzymes for protein, fat, and carbohydrate metabolism. Ang folate ni mo, dili na siya involved dito no, but involved na siya in DNA synthesis as well as RNA synthesis. Okay, so that's why they are needed in cell replication. Okay, together with B12 actually. So, the anti-cancer drug methotrexate actually hinders folate action. So, kanimang good ginagamit ni siya no sa mga cancerous nga mga cells kay kanimang good mga cancerous na to nga cells no kay grabe sila mag-divide, grabe sila mag-grow. So, in order to stop their growth, kinahanglan og methotrexate. So, what is the mechanism of action? It hinders the folate action para dili mag-grow ang cancer cells. So, that's why your folate is really needed in DNA synthesis. And, of course, cell division can only occur if possible ang DNA synthesis. And that's where your folate comes in. So your folate is also involved in homocysteine metabolism, just like your B6 and B12 and neurotransmitter formation. Okay? So that's why it's also related with mood disorders, ang folate deficiency nimo. Okay, but ang pinaka-famous no nga aspect that you really have to know about folate deficiency is that it can cause spina bifida, or the general term which is neural tube defects or NTDs. So kani mga neural tube defects nimo, okay, so let's consult the kani na naman di ay diri. Okay, so mao ni ang forms sa neural tube defects nimo: spina bifida, anencephaly, and encephalocele. Tulo day nakabuok, walay encephalocele diri no. So your spina bifida is spinal malformation, then ang anencephaly nimo is no brain cortex at all. So stillborn or die within hours. Okay? Babies born to have spina bifida can survive, but they tend to be paralyzed. So luoy sila. Okay? So unsay dagway aning mga NTDs nimo? Neural tube defects. Okay. Kani, so anencephaly is wala gyud brain cortex. Then encephalocele, herniation of the meninges in the brain. So naay mo form nga pouch sa likod. Okay? Yeah. And others are called spina bifida. Kani, mao na ang pinaka-common guys nga NTD. Kani, inani no, incomplete enclosure, okay, of the the vertebra of the spinal cord. So this can happen if deficient ang diet sa mama with folate, or wala siya nag-folate supplements during pregnancy because common naman good sa pregnancy ang folate deficiency guys. So kinahanglan nga dapat mag-folate supplement na ang pregnant woman. Okay? So mauna imong mga NTDs. Okay? So that's why it's very important ang folate no during pregnancy para malikayan ni siya ang NTDs nimo. So other than folate supplements, i-encourage dapat ang mga pregnant women to eat more folate rich foods which we will discuss later. Also, high homocysteine levels in blood associated with increased risk of CVD. So folate deficiency can lead to homocystinemia or increased homocysteine levels in the blood. So food sources of folate is kuan gyud, green leafy vegetables or foliage vegetables. So tanan nga mga green leafy vegetables have a lot of folate in it. So that's why encourage gyud ang mga pregnant women to have to increase their vegetable intake during pregnancy because it can help them meet their folate needs. Okay. But your folate no mutigi siya sa thiamine when it comes to sensitivity kay grabe ni siya ka sensitive nga vitamin, madaot siya sa tanan nga conditions, heat, oxidation, ultraviolet light. Okay, mutigi siya actually sa vitamin C because vitamin C is another water-soluble vitamin that is very sensitive to heat and other factors. Okay, so that's why kinahanglan gid guys nga careful ta sa pagluto natog mga vegetables nga dili sila ma-overcook para naagyapon tay folate nga makuha. Okay? Okay, so yeah, mao ni ang kanang ko grabe gud ang leafy green vegetables, daghan gud siya folate. So you consult the RNI for folate no dito sa atong PDRI. Napod for pregnancy of course. Okay, pregnancy taas gid ang folate requirement like UL man ni then asang RNI. Okay, kani pregnant is plus 200, so 200 above the normal requirements. Okay, we can easily meet this if ma-meet na to ang required number of servings for vegetables. Okay, let's proceed to the last B vitamin, which is vitamin B12. So, compounds containing the mineral cobalt. Okay, this is the only vitamin that contains cobalt. Okay? Yeah, so, this is synthesized by bacteria. That's why it's called cobalamin, kay naa siya cobalt. So, this is synthesized by bacteria, fungi, and other lower organisms. But, your plants are not able to synthesize B12. So that's why your plants do not contain any vitamin B12 at all. And also we, animals, cannot also produce vitamin B12. So that's why we need to get vitamin B12 from our foods. So since dili siya makuha sa plants, then na to siya makuha. So makuha na to siya actually sa animal sources na to, no? Like sa meat. Kaya ang meat manggod na to sa tissues sa meat na anay mga B12 diha. That is also derived from their kanang kuan, from their lifestyle, no? And then naapod sila yung mga gut bacteria that produce B12 for them. And kita pod ang ato ang gut bacteria can also supply us with B12. So role in folate metabolism, so maintenance of the myelin sheaths. So yeah, mao ni ang mga function ni B12 nimo. So later on, usually manggod si B12 gyud, it really does its function together with folate. So actually pares gyud ning B9 ug B12. So we will see later sa metabolism o kung sila dapit no mag-converge. So other function of B12 is it maintains myelin sheaths. Okay, so myelin sheaths very important ni siya sa nerve nerve cells, di ba? Sa neurons na to, di ba? Atong tanawon, i-review na to ang myelin sheath. So, very important siya nga part sa neuron or sa nerve cell. Kani, di ba? This is actually the one that insulates the nerve cell from the electricity nga ma-form or from the nerve impulse nga ma-form. Okay? So, B12 is needed in order to produce myelin sheath. Okay. Then RBC formation, okay, just like your B9 and to some extent B6. Yeah, pernicious anemia. This is a kind of microcytic anemia plus nerve degeneration and paralysis. So this is mag-cause man siya nerve degeneration. It's related with myelin sheath. So kung magkulang ang B12 then yeah, it can lead to nerve degeneration and paralysis. Okay. So, B12 deficiency is one of the most common deficiencies in hospitals in the modern setting. Okay? B12 deficiency in clinical setting is not usually caused by diet, by deficient diet, but it is caused by a pre-existing condition. Okay? And also a medical procedure such as surgery. So especially surgery on the stomach, it can lead to vitamin B12 deficiency. Okay, say for example, we have your achlorhydria. Achlorhydria is mahitabo na siya if grabe na ka-inadequate ang hydrochloric acid secretion. And mahitabo ni siya normally sa mga elderly patients, sa mga tigulang na no. So dili na kayo acidic ilahang stomach kay kulang na ilang production sa hydrochloric acid. And hydrochloric acid is very important in B12 absorption. Okay, kay kung dili taga produce og hydrochloric acid, dili pud ma-absorb si B12. Okay, then dili ma-absorb si intrinsic factor. So intrinsic factor is mao na siya ang protein nga gina-produce sa stomach para mag-bind with B12, which is the extrinsic factor. So kung naata intrinsic factor, then ang extrinsic factor is B12. So yeah, so kanang ko like ang iyahang function na ani is ang function sa imong intrinsic factor is to make sure na mag-bind siya with its extrinsic factor, which is B12, para ma-absorb si B12. Okay, so without hydrochloric acid, without intrinsic factor, B12 cannot be absorbed. So that's why achlorhydria, this is not only occurring in elderly patients but also in many cases in hospital. So yeah, especially ka na mga seriously ill na nga mga patients, usually they kanang experience achlorhydria. So bantayanan gyud ang ilahang B12 levels because they might be deficient already. Okay. So yeah, akong ingon ganina no nga dili siya usually caused by dietary inadequacy because it would normally take 20 years on a deficient diet to see nerve destruction kung kanang deficient yun imong diet sa B12. Okay, unsa nga kind of diet that is deficient with vitamin B12? So since akong ingon ganina ang plant foods do not contain any B12, so therefore a vegan diet is B12 deficient. Okay? So that's why your vegans they have to get their B12 from supplements, either supplements or from consumption of fermented plant foods. Okay, kaning fermented plant foods nimo naana ni siya B12. Why? Because naana yung mga bacteria diha that are responsible for the fermentation process. So that's why naanapod na sila ma-produce diyang a B12. Okay, so dapat mag-incorporate sila sa ilang vegan diet ug mga fermented plant foods. Okay. So nganong ang gastric surgery or surgery that is done in the stomach can lead to vitamin B12 deficiency, because usually ang kind of surgery nga gina-perform sa sa stomach no is to actually gastric resection. So magkuha or mag-remove og certain portion sa stomach, and ma-appeal pud ka remove pud ang mga cells that are involved in intrinsic factor synthesis. So kung magkulang imong intrinsic factor, then kanang mag-lead pud na siya sa B12 deficiency. Okay? Okay. So the food sources of vitamin B12, mga animal sources. Okay? But since ang vegans wala gakaon ani, so they have to get it from fermented plant foods that have bacteria, because bacteria are able to synthesize B12. Okay. And they have to get that from mushrooms food. Mushrooms na ay B12 ang mushroom. So pwede ra sila magkuha og B12 nila from mushroom. Okay, vegans will have to find alternative source. Okay, so katong akong giingon ganina. Then breastfed infants of vegan mothers have also low B12 intake. So since low man ang level sa B12 sa milk sa vegan mothers, so pwede na mag-consider og supplement ang baby. Okay? Symptoms of pernicious anemia, it would take longer to develop, 5 to 10 years of anemia, than 20 years pa maka-induce og nerve damage. So the RNI for vitamin B12, I just have to consult the PDRI because this is for the US. Okay, naapay isa ka protein that is involved in B12 absorption. Okay, so and that is released from the saliva actually. Okay, so that protein is called haptocorrin. Okay, so haptocorrin, it's HAPTOCORRIN, haptocorrin, or also known as transcobalamin 1 or cobalamin. So it's a protein that is released in the saliva. Okay, so magbind na siya daan with B12 in the oral cavity. So unsa iyang function is to protect B12 from gastric acidity. Okay? Then para para sad ma-deliver ni haptocorrin ang B12 to intrinsic factor. Okay. Okay, so kato siya sakto ko. Ako lagi confirm. Okay, so na-remember pa din ako. Okay. Yes. So mao to. Next, okay. So mao na to ang imuhang B vitamins. So 8 na nga B vitamins ang ato ang na discuss so far. And then naapa actually duha nga vitamins that are not considered B complex, but they are they are also considered water-soluble vitamins. So those are your vitamin C and choline. Okay, so let's discuss first ang vitamin C, which is one of the most famous vitamins, especially karon nga pandemic. Okay, mao ni atong permi nga madunggan. So dili na to mahibaw if unsa ba gyud ang vitamin C. Okay, vitamin C is synthesized by most animals but not by humans. Okay, so katong akong ingon no nga gani nga sa una nga it's only the animals and a few other it's only us humans and other few animals like apes and monkeys and also guinea pigs, kita lang ang walay capacity to produce vitamin C. So we really need to get vitamin C from our foods. Okay? Unlike your dogs and cats, dili na sila kinahanglan mag-consume og fruits kay ngano. Kay makaproduce naman sila vitamin C sa ilang lawas. Okay? They get that vitamin C from glucose. So naa sila enzyme that is involved in converting glucose to vitamin C. But kita wala tay gene for that, wala tay enzyme for that. So yeah, so therefore our vitamin C remains to be an essential nutrient for humans. Okay? Vitamin C, we decrease our absorption of vitamin C with high intakes. So it's actually a compensatory mechanism of the body para dili musubra ang vitamin C sa tuang lawas. So this happens when we take supplements. The excess of vitamins is excreted. So that's why mao na tong akong ingon no nga kung mag-vitamin C supplement mo, ang sobra ra ana is maihi ra. So murarag ang inyong gigasto for buying that supplement iihi ra. Okay, because ang imuhang need for vitamin C is actually very very low compared to what you can take from a tablet. Okay, so atong tan-awon, so mag-advance na taani diri kay mao man ni ang practical application aning vitamin C. So ang pangutana man gid sa imuha kay, do we really need vitamin C supplement, especially karon nga naay pandemic? Okay, pila ra imong kinahanglan per day, guys? So since adults naman tang tanan, okay, or bisan kaning 16 to 18, ang needs lang sa babae is 60 milligrams per day and 70 milligrams per day sa lalaki. Then pila man ang sulod sa mga supplement, guys? So atong tanawon. Vitamin C supplement. Unsa may mga common nga vitamin C supplement? Enervon, unsa pa? Potency. Usually 1,000 or 500, but sa Philippines 500 na siya per tablet. Or kanang mapalit na to sa mga generic, that's 500 milligrams. Okay, say for example potency. Okay, kanina 500 milligrams. Although na ay 1,000 milligrams nga version. So meaning 500 milligrams per tablet. Very, very high. Then, pila na imong kinanglan kung lalaki, 70. Then, kung babae, 60. Okay. So, mahal ni siya, no? So, yeah. So, that's why you really don't need a lot of vitamin C. So, later, I will show you unsaon nato pag-meet sa atong vitamins, especially karon nga pandemic, without using any supplement because it is actually useless. Okay? So, functions of your vitamin C reducing agent. This is an your vitamin C is the water-soluble antioxidant. Di ba ang fat-soluble antioxidant na to is vitamin E? And then, I have shown to you sa fat-soluble vitamins nga discussion nga si vitamin C, it actually reduces the tocopherol radical back to its reduced form. So, that's si vitamin E magamit for another round of counteracting free radicals or ROS. So, si vitamin C nimo is therefore very important in regeneration of vitamin E. So it helps the other antioxidant. So it's an antioxidant itself that reduces another antioxidant, which is vitamin E. Okay, so that's why your vitamin C is considered a potent antioxidant, just like your vitamin E. Then, iron absorption. So your vitamin C helps in the absorption of iron. So that's why kung kulang kag vitamin C, it can also contribute to iron deficiency, anemia. Okay? So, especially yung non-heme iron ang gina-absorb sa vitamin C nimo. So, synthesis of collagen. Okay, so I will show na diri no the formation of collagen. So kani proteins lugar ni sa collagen. Okay, unsay importance sa collagen guys for skin integrity. Okay, maulagi pud na ang kanang kung ano like gakatigulang ta ang atong collagen levels kay gakamubo. Okay, so that explains kano mag-wrinkle ang skin sa mga elderly people. Kay gakakulang na ang collagen synthesis. It's actually the collagen that maintains the young appearance of skin. So that's why murag nahimo pud ng fad no ang kanang collagen supplements para daw kuno anti-aging. Pero collagen is actually destroyed, especially if kanang i-take na to siya orally, then muagi siya sa small intestines. Remember natay enzyme that is called collagenase. So it's an enzyme that breaks down collagen. So wala ra gyapon. Okay, wala ra gyapon effect. Dili man nato ma-absorb ang collagen intact. Then dili pud siya ma-accumulate sa ato ang skin. Okay, so why not kanang i-ensure na lang nato atong intake sa mga coenzymes that are needed for collagen synthesis, and that is your vitamin C or your ascorbic acid. Okay, so these enzymes, prolyl hydroxylase and lysyl hydroxylase, need ascorbic acid para maka-form tag pro-collagen. So yung kaning pro-collagen nimo are needed for the cross-linking. So para mahimong mature ang collagen and makaserve siya sa iyang function, sa iyang structural function in the skin. Okay? Dili lang siya sa skin ha ang collagen, but it's also a very important structural component of other tissues. Actually, widespread in all parts of the body, kinahanglan og collagen. Okay. Then, immune functions. So, your white blood cells store a great amount of vitamin C. Okay? So, I think na-discuss na nato na sa chapter 1, di ba? Ang white blood cells nimo ga-store siya daghan nga vitamin C. Okay, but this is a very important kanang thought, guys. Vitamin C does not prevent colds but may reduce duration of symptoms by a day or so. Okay, so maulagi pud na nga kung dili siya maka-prevent og cold, dili pud siya maka-prevent og SARS-CoV, dili pud siya maka-prevent og COVID-19. So that's why vitamin C supplements is essentially useless. Kay dili man niya ma-prevent pud ang COVID-19 infection. Okay? But it has been shown nga kung naa na kay existing cold or naa na kay existing condition, ang vitamin C pwede niya ma-lower ang days nga nahimo kang sick. So say for example, kung gihilantan ka, then ang normal nga wala ka nag-vitamin C kay moabot og 1 week for example. Pero kung nag-vitamin C ka, then mahimo na lang siya 3 days or 2 days. So na-reduce ang duration of symptoms. Okay? Yeah, it has been shown nga na siya ina ng effect. Then ang kinahanglan nga dose ana is dako. Moabot as much as 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C. Okay? So therefore your vitamin C supplement may only be effective kung naa na kay sakit. Pero sa wala pa ka nagsakit, dili siya kinahanglan. Okay? So, if wala pa kagi COVID, then dili ka mag-take og vitamin C supplement. Okay? So, this is a very important kanang thought to kanang kung ano to emphasize. It's because kung ang mga tao ma-misinform nila nga hala mapalit tag vitamin C, mahurot ang supply sa vitamin C and wala na hinuon supply for those who really need vitamin C. So samtang wala pa taga kinahanglan og vitamin C, dili na to huroton ang supply sa vitamin C. Okay? So that's why we really have to inform atong mga kaila or atong family, kay usually atong family ba ang naay mga inana nga mga erroneous kayo nga mga belief. Okay? So yeah, so since you are being educated now, so mauna na siya. Okay? So kung dili lugar supplement sir, unsa lugar ang kanang pamaagi para ma-meet na to ato ang vitamin C needs? So since gamay raman to 60 sa babae, 70, we can meet that by just taking fruits like 3 to 4 servings of high vitamin C or vitamin C rich fruits, or rule of thumb, basta ma-meet lang nato ang required nga proportion sa vegetable and fruits sa pinggang Pinoy, di ba? Ma-okay ra tong vitamin C needs. Okay, so unsa man to sa pinggang Pinoy, that's 1/3 of our plate. Then another 1/6 is fruits. So kung inana ang ato ang unsa ni ang ato ang kanang plate, then makuha ra nato atong enough nga vitamin C. Then vitamin C is for wound healing because of its kanang function in collagen formation. Okay, antioxidants so can donate and accept hydrogen atoms readily. So usually ang iyahang function gud is to donate. So that's why it's a reducing substance. Water-soluble needs are higher for smokers. So mas taas ang PDRI for smokers. So pwede twice. So if you are a chain smoker, then lalaki ka, then twice sa 70 pila, 140 milligrams. Kaya nga no, grabe man gud ang mga free radicals diya sa smoke, diba, sa cigarette. So to counteract that effect, kinahanglan og increased vitamin C. Okay. Vitamin C deficiency. Okay. A little bit of history of scurvy. Did you know that ang gikamatian aning mga explorers nato sa una during the kanang start of colonization, di ba nag-travel sila sa seas, sa dagat, okay, sa using barko of course, wa pa man airplane sa una. So taas kayo ang duration sa ilang exploration. And then of course atunga sila sa dagat. So, unsa man, wala sila naka-store of fruits, diba? Sa ilahang barko. Wala sila naka-preserve sa ilang fruits sa ilang barko. So that's why ang mga sailors nato sa una, they experience scurvy. So actually the deficiency disorder for vitamin C is called scurvy. Okay? So yeah, sailors on long sea voyages suffered horribly from scurvy. So Jacques Cartier and his exploring party suffered from scurvy in Canada during the winter of 1535 to 1536. So local Indians showed them how to brew a tea from evergreens. So yeah, then naayo sila aning tea, no, from evergreens, and then kanisya is taas kay ni vitamin C. So na-treat ay lang scurvy due to consumption of this tea. So that's why they were able to establish friendship with the local Indians there. On Vasco da Gama's voyage to East Indies in 1497, 100 out of 160 men were lost from scurvy. Okay? Yeah, but it was actually James Lind who was able to use lime as, you know, as a treatment for scurvy. So, kay nga no, kaning lime juice ni mo na anabay vitamin C ni. This was made mandatory on British Navy sailing ships 40 years later. Some literature would also suggest nga some sailors nga kauban ni Ferdinand Magellan also died from scurvy. Okay? So, it was not until 1754 nga na-discover nga ang lime kay pwede di ay as treatment for scurvy. Pero wa pa sila kabaluan na abi nila like kanang miracle lang, pero wa sila kay balo nga ang imuhang vitamin imuhang lime kay naa di ay siya vitamin C didto. That is really the one that is lacking in the first place why they have developed scurvy. So scurvy, so deficient diet for 20 to 40 days. Thank you. Fatigue, pinpoint hemorrhages, bleeding gums and joints, hemorrhages. Okay. So mao ni imong scurvy. Okay. So naatay mga terms no nga dapat kanang makuan ninyo that is associated with scurvy. Petechiae. Okay, diliin siya petechiae. This is petechiae, okay? Yeah, this is mao ni siya. So this can also occur kung naay scurvy ang patient. Like mga bruises like inani, yeah, this is petechiae. Ngano man ni siya, guys? Tungod kay wala na collagen kaayo kay tungod kay vitamin C deficient. So nag-rupture ang mga small vessels diya sa imong skin forming that discoloration. Okay, so kay nga naman kining collagen man good very needed pud sa integrity sa walls sa blood vessels. So kung walay vitamin C then ma-rupture na, then can cause petechiae. Purpura is actually another form of scurvy. Para mas klaro, no? Purpura. Purpura is purple gid siya. Okay? You cannot actually readily distinguish petechiae from purpura. But ang purpura nimo, mao na siya mas dakog coverage, mas dakog area nga ma-cover. Petechiae nimo is mga pinpoint lang. Okay? Yeah, kani on. Tungod din siya sa mga blood vessels nga na-rupture actually. Kaya wa na collagen. Scorbutic rosary. Okay, kani po. This is also an indication of scurvy, especially sa infants. Hemorrhage. So, ngano na ay may mga pinpoint hemorrhage. Okay, mao nitong mga petechiae nimo. Ngano man kay tungod lagi atong blood vessels nga na-rupture. And bleeding gums. Okay, bleeding gums is also an indication of scurvy. Kay kinahanglan baya og kanang collagen diha, no? Para ma-maintain nato tong mga gums. Kani actually ang main manifestation gyud sa scurvy is bleeding gums. Okay, so yes, so mao gyud ni ang sakit sa mga sailors nato sa una. Then very painful. Okay. Rebound scurvy is sudden halt to high levels of vitamin C supplements. So, may tabo ni siya, guys. For example, nagsige kag vitamin C, like dependent na ka sa vitamin C for how many years sige kag vitamin C supplement. Then giundangan nimo. One day suddenly giundangan nimo ang vitamin C levels na yun sa body kay mo drop dramatically due to sudden halt of vitamin C supplements. So that is rebound scurvy, and it can happen to you if kanang sige kag vitamin C supplements then undangan nimo suddenly. So if you want to withdraw from vitamin C supplements, do it gradually. Like say for example, if you are taking 2 tablets per day, which is very excessive, my god, undangan nimo siya no by taking 1 tablet lang sa, then hangtod nga makatolerate na imong body, because your body can experience rebound scurvy if kanang undangan nimo suddenly. So gradual ang pag-undang, no. Food sources of vitamin C, ang pinaka-notable good, no, is kani imuhang wala lagi diri gibutang ang imong atsal or imuhang green pepper o imong bell pepper. Okay? And of course, unsa man atong mga nahibaw-an, of course, guava, di ba? Taas kaayo siya. Of course, orange, given na kalamansi. Okay? Mga citrus fruits. O green pepper. Even mga sili nimo, guys, taas ng vitamin C. You would expect, no, nga taas siya vitamin C, but in reality, they are very high in vitamin C. So, atong tanawon, ha. Top 10 vitamin C rich foods. Okay, mga cruciferous vegetables po na to, taas po sila vitamin C. But atong tanawon gud si guava gud, no. Atong bayabas gud, daghan kay vitamin C. And we are very lucky here in the tropics kay daghan tag bayabas diri. So yeah. Guavas, bell peppers, okay, maatsal na to. 190 milligrams per cup. This is very high. O pila imong kinahanglan? Kung babae ka 60, so more than double. More than triple yun sa imong kinahanglan. So mag 1 cup ka lang sa bell pepper, but of course you don't need to consume 1 cup. O pila ra, like half cup ra gani, ma-meet na niya ang imuhang vitamin C needs. Kiwi fruit, strawberries, oranges, papaya. Okay, taas po og vitamin C ang papaya. O just a cup of papaya can already meet your vitamin C needs. 88 milligrams good ang per cup sa papaya. Then, ginasnack rabaya nato ng papaya, especially ka ng luto. Kamatis po, okay? Okay. Uy, it's been 2 hours na yun di ay. Taas-taas atong discussion, ani. Kapit na tamaw man. Okay. Sili. So, na? Chili. Vitamin C. Taas kayo. 242.5 milligrams. So, kaning mga Thai nato, no? Okay. Di good ni sila magkulang og vitamin C. Okay. Fruits. Okay, basta ang all fruits good kay taas gyud na sila vitamin C gyud. Although naa gyud mas taas like kato guava, papaya, okay. Citrus fruits, kalamansi, kamatis, okay? Strawberry, pineapple, okay? Sa animal sources nimo gamay na lang. Gamay lang vitamin C sa animal sources nimo. Very gamay. Excess of vitamin C can lead to hemochromatosis because vitamin C enhances iron absorption. So, musubra ang iron absorption kung sobra po di mong vitamin C. So, it can lead to hemochromatosis. So, this is a condition where your body contains more than normal of the red blood cell concentration. So, hemochromatosis ang tawag. Oxalate kidney stones, yeah. Kung maupod ni ang side effect pud sa sunod, kung sige kag supplement, more prone ka to having kidney stones because your vitamin C is metabolized to oxalate, and kaning oxalate nimo pwede siya maka-form og kidney stones. So sige ha pa na inyo ang vitamin C supplements. Then vitamin C erodes tooth enamel. Okay? Yeah. Okay. In the US, deficiency is seen mostly in alcoholic persons with poor diets and older persons who eat poorly, no fresh fruits and vegetables. Yes. Also here in the Philippines, kay ang trend sa vegetable and fruit intake kay gaka-decrease over time. So yeah, so that's why we really need to, find ways para ma-meet na tong vitamin C through foods and not through supplements. Okay, so mao to ang imong vitamin C. The last vitamin. Okay? That is also the newest vitamin established. So this vitamin was only accepted as a vitamin in 1998. So this is the newest essential nutrient established, and this is choline. So all tissues contain choline. Okay, we can produce our own choline, but it's not sufficient. It has been shown to be inadequate. So that's why we need choline in our foods. So it's a dietary essential. Wala po siya designation as to what vitamin and then unsay letter niya. It's just choline, but some propose nga choline must be named as vitamin H, but dili pa na siya accepted by the scientific community. Okay, so precursor of acetylcholine ay mong choline. So acetylcholine is a very important neurotransmitter. Okay? This choline is also precursor of phospholipids. So phospholipids are very important in the cell membrane because the structure of the cell membrane itself is phospholipid based. So kinahanglan og choline para ma-maintain ang cell membrane. Then some role in homocysteine metabolism because it also acts as a methyl donor in order to break down homocysteine. So it will be shown later, during sa metabolism discussion, how choline is involved with B6, B12, B9 in lowering down homocysteine levels in the blood, in the body. So you will be amazed sa katong mga pathways, then makita ninyo ang totality sa mga vitamins kung aha sila na involved nga metabolism. Okay, food sources of choline. Yeah, this is also widely distributed just like your pantothenic acid. Okay, but they are more found in dairy products and in eggs, okay, and in meat. Deficiency is also very rare. That's why you cannot see in the PDRID choline. Kani mga vitamin-like compounds like carnitine, inositol, taurine, lipoic acid, and so on. I will just discuss this later, okay? Kani siya guys, inyo na lang ni basahon ha. Kay actually na naman di ay ni kani siya na cover na nako ni along our discussion. So kung basahon ninyo ni masabtan na ninyo to. So basta kung magpaminaw or magtanaw man nga video, you use this and kani as a supplement. Okay? So naa diri. So masabtan na ninyo dayon ni ha. Then may open forum karong Friday. So just ask me if unsay yun wala na sabtan. Okay, so this ends my discussion for the basics of water-soluble vitamins. So kani di na gyud ni siya basic kay metabolism naman gyud ni. So ako ni siya i-discuss in a separate video. So after this ako sa ni-upload. But don't worry, dili ra ni siya kayo lisod siya tan-awon. It can be quite overwhelming but masabtan na ni siya if i-explain nako. Okay? So for now, okay na ta ani. Thank you.